चाओ चाओ कैसे हो सब लोग कैसे हो It is time. It's Ajay bhai, it's the deadline day of the Serie A. The Serie A is about to end. Obviously there is a lot to talk about because आज रात को 5 मैचेस है जो ना कि UCL fate decide करेगी but actually will also decide which final team gets relegated. Lecce और
Yep.
Cremonese and there is a lot to talk about. बहुत सारी चीजें होने वाली है and after this obviously हम लोग अपना post season review करेंगे, बहुत सारी चीजें करेंगे, वीडियोस बनाते रहेंगे इटालियन फुटबॉल पे, द स्टेट ऑफ इटालियन फुटबॉल, विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द वर्ल्ड कप. बट बिफोर वी गेट इनटू ऑल ऑफ दिस, हाउ आर यू डूइंग अजय? हाउ इज एवरीथिंग गोइंग?
यार I have a side throat infection. घर पे renovation चल रहा है, paint चल रहा है, तो गला बैठ गया है. So I'm suffering from that. So in between दोस्तों मैं mute करते रहूंगा, शायद
नो
कैमरा भी ऑफ करूंगा, तो just absolute apologies for all of that. But I'm excited, nervous, and these are the nights that you look forward to as a fan. Luckily this time Roma have their fate in their own hands. तो बहुत बहुत सालों के बाद में ऐसा है कि यार मतलब वी आर नॉट डिपेंडेंट ऑन से यूरोपा लीग विन, लाइक वो हाउ मोरिनियो पुट ऑल द बास्केट्स फॉर द यूरोपा फाइनल एंड फेल्ड, or how last season Juve just finished 1 point ahead of us. Again, it wasn't in our hands. We won our last game, but Juve also won their last game. So इस बार I think there is that sense of responsibility that we are ahead, and it's literally Roma need to perform. अगर ये मंच पे अगर तुम नहीं कर सकते हो तो भाई you don't deserve the Champions League. As simple as that.
Fair, fair. We'll get into all that. I just want to see who's in the house. Rio Asu, yes, after I've seen you after a while as well. Nice to have you. Devil and Diavolo are in the house. अगर आपने उनको check out नहीं किया, it's a podcast run by a Man United and an AC Milan fan. Nice to have you guys. Devraj is there. He says hello, folks. Obviously, if you Milanisti in the house. Rio Asu says Ajay, I remember when I suggested you.
Yeah, it's a fair shout. But Kivu was never going to leave the under 21, no? That he was coaching इसके पहले इंटर का.
हाँ, इंटर का तो सेटअप लाइक we let him go only because
Yeah,
he really Parma exactly came in and it was like not a long contract. So
correct.
Within the house, Inter always kind of liked Kivu, and honestly, it's not a bad shout though, Rio. Like I understand because it's not like he ever disliked Roma. He to just left
Ex-Roma player.
Yeah, exactly.
Ex-Roma
He left as a normal transfer. So although his connection with Inter obviously grew strong when he was coaching us at youth level और trophy जीता. अभी भी तुम देखो वो literally हर एक, जैसे अजय भाई, how you value your youth, he knows all our youth players inside out. Like Pio Esposito को 14 साल का बच्चा था तब से कोच किया. कल भी we drew 3-3 to Bologna, पूरा टाइम पास गेम था. जो that is one different feeling when you win the league. You don't have to care about much. He brought on one of the most talented youngsters called Luka Topalovic, and that kid got an assist for Andy Diouf. And you could see whenever he interacts with these young kids, the bond, which is Simone Inzaghi. I'm sorry, he just couldn't have done this. Like, I'm just so happy to see Kivu. And obviously, today's stream is about the UCL, but our season is over, and I'm just happy he's the coach. And obviously, I just hope he goes on to do good things because he saved us from that mess after last season. So kudos to him, man. Yeah, we'll discuss in our post season review. Sorry, of course, like मैं 2-3 streams से chill ही बैठा हूँ. मतलब it's a good feeling, like because Ajay bhai, Inter can be Pazza Inter, which is crazy Inter, and have successful days. Last season we lost the league on the last day, so honestly ये थोड़ा अच्छा feeling है कि आप शांति से बैठ के देख सकते हो. And Ajay bhai, Bologna has been a bad luck charm for Inter in that sense. Like you've watched the games, and कल like हार रहे थे तो भी बैठ के मैं आराम से देख रहा था. And also just one stat, Ajay, before I get into this, Uncle Sharma told me in our Scudetto celebration stream that for the last 5 years, whoever has scored in the last game for Inter, the last game of the season, has ended up being sold. Like Lukaku, Correa, Hakimi. When DiMarco scored the free kick, I was ठीक है, चलो वो तो नहीं बिकने वाला. Pio Esposito scored, I was like, चलो ये भी नहीं बिकने वाला. But then I saw Andy Nazario Diouf score. I think then I realized Diouf is going to be sold. Like that jinx is probably going to continue. But yeah, all that aside, we will discuss all this. Topalovic is definitely a great talent. I wouldn't say he's like Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. He's very different, but I can understand the comparison. Yes, Napoli is leading, but Napoli have also qualified for the Champions League.
Have qualified, yeah.
But obviously, just to before we get into the one big news, Conte छोड़ रहा है. ये मैच के बाद
Yes.
अनाउंसमेंट आ जाएगा, मे बी आज ही आ जाएगा, कल आ जाएगा, 2 दिन में, दैट ही विल बी लीविंग. एंड उसका सक्सेसर बाय द लुक्स ऑफ इट, नथिंग इज क्लोज्ड, could be Vincenzo Italiano, and Grosso's name is heating up. Ajay bhai, Grosso's name is heating
Hmm.
up. So let's see. Furlani is leaving. I'm relieved. Yes, must thumbnail. I to like it. Ajay bhai is
It
close
it
to
uh,
Fabula.
it literally signifies what is online today. As
Yeah.
someone said, money in the bank, this UCL money is so important for Serie A clubs, for the likes of a Milan, Roma, Juve, and Como. 70 billion आपको मिलेगा if you qualify for the Champions League, which in Serie A terms is like, 200 billion honestly, because I think I read somewhere that Inter got 15 million from winning the league, and Burnley are getting
15.7. Fifteen point
yeah,
seven million
and
for winning.
Burnley are getting 50 million what for relegation. So that is the gap that needs to be bridged.
Garibi. Garibi. This is an interesting shout. Ajay bhai should be looking like Rikishi. What the hell? That's too much. That's too much. But all that aside, guys, मैं आपके comments तो लेते रहूंगा. But let's
Royokan
just
Royokan is the Tish status. If you know what happened between Rikishi and Tish status.
yeah, of course, of course. अगर आप देखते थे तो आपको पता ही होगा. So good comeback there. But let's talk about the games, guys. 11 people watching. Please do like, share, subscribe. Please do subscribe to Ajay Bhai's channel. And let's talk about the game. I'll just quickly show कौन से matches है रात को. Just एक बार audience के लिए, if they are not aware, in case. Just give me a second. Where is it? 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 Just give me a second. Yeah, here. Obviously we have the Derby della Mole Ajay bhai amongst one of the games. वो तो एक चीज है ही, मतलब Derby भी है to close the season. 1 second. 1 second. Here it is. Yeah. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? Is it? Ajay bhai? It is. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It is.
yeah. It is. It
Yeah,
is.
so we have Milan, Cagliari, Cremonese, Como, Hellas, Roma, Lecce, Genoa, and Torino, UA. Obviously, just to give you guys some context, Milan, Cagliari तो है ही, चलो obviously UCL race Milan के लिए, but Cremonese, Como is a UCL spot fight plus a relegation battle game, because Cremonese have to win and hope that Lecce lose against Genoa to survive and then Lecce get relegated. Roma are playing Hellas. Hellas obviously already relegated, but they have been putting up a fight. Again, जैसे मैंने बोला, Lecce just need a draw against Genoa to survive and they'll be fine. And Torino, UA, Derby della Mole, हमने ये स्ट्रीम पे बहुत बार बोला है जनरली कि Torino have an awful record, but Juventus have hit bad form at the wrong time. So Ajay bhai, let's just go in order quickly. Let's start with Milan, Cagliari only. यार मिलान के लिए अगर आप टेबल पे देखो, honestly, not saying 1 point should do it, but then it really looks like it's in their hands. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's basically they're in cruise control over others. Would you agree with that statement or no? Because we know Cagliari can be a bit of a difficult team to beat as well under Pisacane.
Look, see, I think Milan should have wrapped this a long time ago. Like they shouldn't have been in this conversation at all. But अभी वो लोग आ गए तो आ गए, भाई क्या कर सकते हैं? They've had like a very patchy run of form, losses against Udinese, Sassuolo, and that Atlanta loss. But somehow I think they managed to find a bit of grittiness against Genoa. And I think who was it? Jeff Eketor who missed that one-on-one against Mike
Yeah,
Magnon. जब अपना जशीरी ने सीधा
yeah,
पास
yeah.
किया था उसे.
It
So
was like
I
it was like
yeah, so I think they just got saved by the skin of their teeth, but they got the 3 points on the board, which is all that matters. So I still think that at home Milan should be comfortable favorites, but like you said, Cagliari को तुम मतलब हल्के में मत लो, because Pesicane एक बढ़िया coach है, and they have some players who are, अभी Palestra तो everyone knows, but even like Esposito has been kind of like coming in with those clutch goals in between.
yeah, yeah.
And as per this graphic, you could probably see the return of Andrea Bellotti, who had a ACL tear.
Yeah,
Andrea
yeah,
Bellotti
which we,
was always destined to go to Milan. So
yeah,
it'll be an interesting clash. And Allegri का ये जो मतलब small teams के साथ में है, these records are slightly, very क्या बोलते हैं, judgmental. I mean, I'm being very judgy about Allegri, but in the big games he manages to scrape out results. But in these smaller games is where I think Allegri struggles. But like you said, a point should be enough, and I don't see Milan, dropping any tonight. By the way, West Ham have scored the second goal. It's 2-0 for West
स्पर्स
Ham.
ने अगर एक एरर कर दिया भाई, जस्ट इमेजिन बढ़िया.
Yeah.
सी जस्ट क्विकली आज मैं स्कोर लाइन प्रेडिक्शंस नहीं लूंगा आज मैं जो भी है सीधा आपको पूछूंगा यू विल गेट आई विल गेट टू इट बट लास्ट टाइम obviously the team says Milan won but last time at the San Siro it was a draw before that also it was a draw but then obviously Milan have a few comfortable wins at home as you can see and generally जैसे मैंने बोला I think last weekend जब Milan जीते जब the difference was obviously Leao wasn't there and obviously Leao के season के issues चल रहे हैं Nkunku, obviously, it's not like he's been a great signing, but then he obviously puts in that much more than Leao, and was Nkunku being on the field is clearly evident. It makes that much of a difference, right? And maybe I feel that will get them over the line. At least I feel thoda that extra level of effort simply at this stage when you just it doesn't like you don't get into the minute details. You just need that extra bit of effort to see your team through. That might that might help. And honestly, look, have Milan been great? No, obviously. But then I feel they just won that tough game against Genoa at the right time because हम जानते हैं Genoa away मरासी में जाना आसान चीज नहीं होती. Okay,
Yeah.
Genoa didn't have much to play for. And Milan then again, look, Milan were awful against Atalanta, but those are games you look at and say, अरे Leao started those games. और मेरे को हर चीज राफेल लेओ पे नहीं blame करना है, but it is there that difference is evident. Ajay bhai, you have a winger who doesn't put in that much effort, who looks like he could be leaving. It could be his last game also, by the way. I know
Yeah.
he has a
Yeah.
crazy release clause, but these things can always be renegotiated, right? So
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
Cagliari, look, they did beat a Torino, but they also have a bit of a patchy form. So they did beat Atalanta in their last 5 games. They were held Bologna. You can't write them out. Honestly, it's very difficult. जैसे आपने बोला, Seba Esposito. I have been one of his biggest critics, but he's had a good season to be fair. Like
He's
this is
had
the
a good
project.
season.
Exactly. This is the project you need, like an Italian project, a club like Cagliari. हम लोग post season review में बात करेंगे. Kudos to them. I know Caprile hasn't been the same ever since that first half of the season, but he's still a decent keeper. Yeremina Ajay has been very good, and वो एक ऐसा प्लेयर है ना जो राइल अप करने में स्पेशलिस्ट है. आप जानते हो
Yeah.
वो
Yeah.
मारेगा
Of course.
को पिच पे. He will stomp you. He did it against us also. He'll annoy you,
Did it
and he'll
against
try.
us also. And
Yeah,
Zeki
he'll
Chelik
try.
got sent off also.
Yeah, and he'll try to injure you. By the way, it's not that it like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
will try to injure you. He's that kind of a player. Palestra के बारे में मैं कम ही बोलूं, मतलब ज्यादा बोलूं कम पड़ जाए because he's had a breakthrough season. Uh, and obviously he's been one of the best talents out there. And yeah, Belotti again coming back from his ACL, good to see. He's at least back on the pitch. And Ajay, I think yeah, you rightly said. I think for Milan, I know Maignan is weak at his near post, but he still if anyone with his clutch saves when needed in these kind of tricky games, I think
Yeah.
he steps up. And I know Allegri has to improve his record in these games, but I feel this is a fair lineup. You stick to what you did against Genoa. I think they will be fine. A question for everyone, including Ajay bhai. Simple. आप लोग chat में बोलो. Ajay bhai मेरे को बोलेंगे, and I'll also give my prediction. Will AC Milan qualify for the Champions League? Yes or no? Simple. आप लोग team name के साथ बोलो comments में. अजय भाई क्या बोलते हो?
Yes. I think they'll win 2-1 on the night and will qualify for the Champions League.
Okay, they will qualify. AC Milan, as per Ajay bhai, will qualify. I also agree. I think AC Milan will qualify for the Champions League. मेरे को लग रहा है they will make it count. And yeah, after this we will see a rebuild at AC Milan, which is rumored. Obviously, I'm waiting for the comments to see. I'll just discuss Cremonese Copa and get back to the comments. Ajay bhai, this is a spicy game because over the last 2 games, Jamie Vardy has been in form. He scored in the last couple of games, like in the winning efforts against Pisa and Udinese, which were big wins. Because अगर ये लोग Udinese के against हार जाते ना अजय भाई, तो they would have already been relegated, but they're alive. It's been Ajay bhai, quickly just on this game, it's been a massive drop for Cremonese. Massive.
Yeah.
हाँ, 8th place पे बैठे थे लोग first half में, and now they're 18th, literally 10
Yeah.
spots. क्या बोलते हो?
Yeah. Well, Davide Nicola का जो effect है, it hasn't worked. Sadly, I
Yeah.
mean, because he's a good manager. I think
Yeah.
Cremonese should have fired him and then rehired him. He would have saved Cremonese for sure. But they still can escape. So you never know. And they're at home. So you have that home advantage that will count. And like you said, Wadi has been scoring in the last couple of games, which is very, very important. And he brings that experience in these kind of games because he's been in this position before. And I think it's going to be a spicy game. Like I would have watched this game had the
Yeah.
Roma game not been clashing. And I think it's wonderful. Like it's a very good contest. Como will also be looking, to get to the Champions League. किसी ने पूछा था कि Nico Paz is not going to play. He's saving himself, which is extremely weird. I really don't understand why because, it's not like,
I,
he's
I
His club is assured of Champions League football, which they're aiming at right now. I mean, it's a key game for them as well. But having said that, I think it's still going to be a good encounter between Cremonese and Como.
Yeah. Just quickly on Cremonese, मैं बोलूंगा कि देखो, yeah, I mean there are some like Vardy has obviously been in form. You and honestly, अगर आप वो टीम में देखो, it's not a bad वैसा खराब टीम. Horsby we know is a Serie A veteran, like he's a decent player. Bonazzoli is like your impact player. अजय भाई कभी भी कुछ भी banger मार देता है वो. My issue is the coach obviously with Cremonese because हम जानते हैं Gianpaolo बहुत average coach है अजय भाई, like can't really do. I think he was the wrong hire even to post Nicola. And obviously I think Mussolini is available for the game if I'm not wrong. And honestly, even he's been banging assists. Obviously not as much, but I think maybe he should start as well. It'll be crazy if we see a Mussolini Vardy connection. But quickly on Como Ajay bhai, before I go to the comments, एक चीज ये है कि on the Nico Pass subject, right? He was injured, and अगर आप उसका 2026 देखो, right, the second half of the season has not been as good as the first half, but and he's been a bit injury prone. होता है कभी कभी. Last 2-3 weeks he's got 2 injuries and he's just recovered from an injury, so he's skeptic because I'm sure he looked back at the Asandio case of what Fabregas did with Asandio. You remember he played Asandio when Asandio wasn't fully fit and Asandio got injured and he missed the AFCON completely, and Fabregas is doing the same thing again, and if Nico Paz gets injured he'll miss the World Cup. And if you ask me personally, I understand there's a UCL qualification on the line, but Nico Paz देख रहा होगा भाई, देखो शायद मेरा फ्यूचर रियल मैड्रिड में. आई हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन अ लॉट टू कोमो. माय वर्ल्ड कप ड्रीम्स आल्सो मैटर एट द सेम टाइम, so I understand why he's hesitant to play, to be fair. Like Ajay, just imagine if he like the World Cup is a big deal, yaar. I mean, like he can't afford to miss a World Cup, and I'm pretty sure he's looked at the Asandio case because Asandio
Yeah,
was
yeah,
very unhappy after missing the AFCON. And
yeah.
Cesc इसका गुस्सा दूसरों पे निकाल रहा है because he hit back at Zanetti for saying तुम हमारे प्लेयर के बारे में कैसे बात कर रहे हो. Zanetti ने basically casual interview में उसको पूछा था. He's like, so Zanetti, he's like, would you like Nico Paz at Inter? So he just said, yeah, of course, because he's basically Nico Paz's dad is very close friends with Zanetti's dad. So Fabregas वो गुस्सा of Nico Paz not playing हर जगह निकाल रहा है. And you know what, Ajay, funnily enough,
By
a
the
few
way,
months ago, हाँ,
just to pause
हाँ,
you, you know what? I'm going to make a story on this. I suddenly remembered. Do you
हाँ.
know the amazing story about Nico Paz's father?
Pablo, like which one are you? I can't remember Pablo Pasta's story.
So, in the 90s,
हाँ,
Roma was supposed to sign Pablo Paz. Okay, and he was playing in, I
okay.
think, Racing Santander or one of the lower La Liga sides. Okay, and this is like the early 90s. And उस समय में scouting and ये सब कुछ था नहीं, right? So Roma's directors made a deal for his center back partner. Okay, I think Pablo Paz was a center half of that team, whichever team. I'm just assuming it's Racing Santander. I could be wrong. I am wrong, whichever La Liga team it was. So instead of signing Nico Paz's father, Roma signed his partner. And okay, that guy came in, and Roma were like, we did not want to sign him. We wanted to sign the other guy, Paz. But all the documents were done. And that guy played, I think, 4 games for Roma, and then he had an injury, which was a career-ending injury. And he's still living in Rome, by the way, and he's a mechanic now.
Wow.
And just imagine, had Roma signed Nico Paz's father, Nico Paz would
Yeah.
have come from the Roma Primavera.
Possible. Yeah. Possible.
Can you
Definitely.
imagine? मतलब ये कैसा एक
Yes.
अलग ही story है. I'll make a reel on this soon.
Definitely. But yeah, I mean, look, Fabregas. I remember 3 months ago he was talking about, which is he's a big hypocrite at the end of the day because he got irritated when Zanetti said I would like to get Nico Paz. But 3 months ago, actually, I found out. I remembered the interview that he was asked what kind of players you would like from Serie A, and he was just listing left, right, center all Inter players. मेरे को Luis Enrique चाहिए. I would like to have Barella. So he actually did it first. I think he's just in his rage mode and he's forgotten what kind of a hypocrite he is. So like honestly, like people love to see the good side of Como, but this is the kind of person at times Fabregas can be as well. But again, look, to be fair, when it comes to their game, Martin Baturina has been in good form, and he's actually in the second half of the season he's been performing better than Nico Paz, which is fair to say. Uh, Defense, again, it's a bit of a weak point, but उनकी high pressing बहुत dangerous है. अजय, we've seen it. Duvikas भी बहुत अच्छे form में. He's very clinical, likes to play on the shoulder of the last defender, and again, Jesus Rodriguez, Asandia are very dangerous wingers. Do you think Como qualifies for the Champions League? Because again, we have to answer these questions basis the predictions we give all along. So we've said a yes for AC Milan. What do you guys and what do you think, Ajay? Will Como qualify for the UCL?
No, I think Cremonese will hold Como, 1-1 draw, and Como will not. It will go to Europa League.
Yeah, I think Como will not qualify. I don't think Cremonese unfortunately will survive. I just feel बाकी teams अपना games जीत लेंगी. And yeah, I don't think Como will qualify for the Champions League. Happy to be proven wrong. Look, मेरे issues है Fabregas से because of the things he says. That doesn't mean he's not a good coach. Sorry, that doesn't mean Como is not a good project. Ajay. It's just that Fabregas at times acts a bit too entitled, and honestly, those 2 wins over him were very sweet to have. I'll just quickly look at the comments before we move to the last 3 games. Uh, मैं मिलान वाला देख रहा हूँ. Belotti brace today, says Devil and Diavolo. Nice jinxing. Everyone plays like prime Milan at San Siro except Milan. Milan will win, says Devraj. I won't blame, but I won't blame it on Allegri only because the true question is वो तो है, but it's not like Allegri is any revolutionary coach anymore. With all due respect, I feel it's a 1-1 draw. You see, we discussed it, Devil and Diavolo. You know, he is trying to be best in the best shape possible for the World Cup. Shravan, nice to have you. UCL and Conte are yang and yang, पर वो भी छोड़ के ही जा रहा है ना, काम करके चला जा रहा है वो. स्पर्स का थोड़ा 1-2 मिनट के बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे हम लोग. Yeah, I think what people are saying, Como will also miss out. Cremonese 1-0, Como is the same prediction as Ajay Bhai's prediction. And yeah, let's go to the next game, Ajay Bhai. क्या बोलते हो? We will look
Yeah,
at
my prediction was Cremonese 1, Como 1. I think draw होगा.
yeah, draw, but that would still mean Como missing out
Yeah.
on UCL, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's go to Hellas versus Roma. Obviously,
Oh.
I'll just pull it up. But Hellas again, nothing to play for Ajay Bhai. But still they've been putting in some decent performances. क्या बोलते हो?
भाई मैंने तुम लोगों को भेजा रोमा का रिकॉर्ड एट द बेंटेगोडी अगेंस्ट हेलास. इट्स ऑफुल. We have lost there last season. We have lost there the season before that. We have won in 22-23. Before that, we have lost 3-2 under Mourinho. And then उसके पहले 3-0 जो उनको win award किया because Diawara was in the under 23 instead of the senior squad. So yeah, it's been an awful record away to the Bentegori for us. Having said that, Param, I'm telling you, these are the kind of games. I mean, if Roma really want to be elite and be considered as a serious club, these are the games where you win and prove to everyone that you belong in that level. If you don't win, you don't belong. As simple as that. तो एकदम मतलब मामला सिंपल है. I don't think so Gasperini will have a very long speech, pre-match speech. Very Shahrukh Khan-esque in चक दे. 90 मिनट है, जाके enjoy करो. That's going to be it. Because भाई Gasperini ये टीम का गुंडा है. And I think the other teams have stumbled, but Roma also typically stumble when other teams stumble. So credit where it's due. Roma have taken the advantage of other teams stumbling, and we find ourselves in this position. Like I said at the top of the stream, the destiny is in our own hands for a change. We need to take advantage of it. As simple as that. Go and prove that you belong in the Champions League.
Fair. For Hellas, I mean, again, मैंने जैसे बोला, वो लोग कैसे ना कैसे तो डाल रहे हैं last games में performances. I mean, honestly, against us, we were in party mode because it was the Scudetto celebration day, so that's not really a game to be honestly to judge. But yeah, they did lose to Como, but they did put up a good fight. That UA game, Montipo really made those triple saves and saved them. And like keep an eye out for Kieran Bowie.
West Ham 3, by the way.
Spurs are still winning though. But yeah, like Gagliardini is out obviously, but keep an eye out. They do play that irritating 5 at the back, so will not be easy. As you said, Roma have it in their hand. Daniel Malen has been in fantastic form, but we remember from last week, Wesley suspended. Obviously Evan Ndika is injured as well.
Injured, yeah.
So big
Manukone is also doubt, by the way.
Yeah, I know. He's a doubt. So this is not that simple for Roma. And obviously, अगर आप head-to-head record देखो तो Roma ने away at the Bentegodi have struggled. The last time Roma won at the
22-23.
Yeah, 22-23, the year being 2022, when you still
El
had the new.
El El Sharabi's goal was fantastic in this. If you were to
Yeah,
just go
so
very technical goal.
definitely tricky, definitely tricky. What do we think, guys? Will, again, basis our previous predictions, will Roma qualify for the Champions League? Ajay bhai, aap bolo.
I think we will qualify. We have to qualify.
Uh,
We will qualify, and it's going to be a tough game. I don't think so. Hellas are going to make it any easy. Param, I don't mind taking a 1-0 win, but I just feel that with the way that things are going, Hellas will score. We'll have to outscore them. So I'm going for a 2-1 away win for Roma.
oh, you know what? मैं थोड़ा इस पे टोर नू because if I say Roma qualify, that means Juve go out. And when I look at Juve's record against Torino, and I just
Oh,
can't get over Spalletti at big clubs somehow qualifying for the Champions League. Inter में दो बार वो last day पे qualify हुआ, if you remember. That winner
yeah.
against Lazio, that match against Empoli when Milan and Roma were also in the UCL fight at the same time on the last day, and he somehow gets the job done. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, and I know you have not been great. And honestly, being an Interista, obviously I would like to see Roma rather in the UCL. But I don't know. I'm getting a bad feeling, Ajay bhai. Sorry, like I have a feeling. मेरे को गंदी फीलिंग आ रही है आप लोग इसमें स्टम्बल करने वाले हो because especially because there is no Wesley, there is no Endika, and I know Hermoso actually has been playing fine in the especially in the attacking sense, but I don't know मेरे को गंदा
You
फीलिंग आ रहा
know,
है.
I would have agreed with you had it been any other coach, including Spalletti, by the way, at the
हाँ,
Roma bench. But I just feel the X factor here is Gasperini. I think just
fair.
because Gasperini
Yeah,
has had
so
the knack
yeah,
of also qualifying for the Champions League with Atalanta, I just feel that Isbar he is the X factor that gets us, through and cross the line basically, and which has been like a failure through the likes of Fonseca, Mourinho, De Rossi, Juric, Ranieri, all the guys who have come before. I think the X factor here is Gasperini.
fair, and also records at times do get broken. Like it does, just because Paletti has made it in the past
By the way,
doesn't mean he.
Spalletti did not qualify in 2008-9 with Roma. He did
हाँ,
qualify in 6-7-7-8. His
yeah,
third
it's a
year,
bit
he
of
didn't
a skewed
qualify.
record. I think what they mean with his record is like top three clubs, but then he's only coached Inter and UA in that sense. So yeah, it's a
By the
bit
way,
of a
he's also gotten Udinese to the
to the
Champions League.
Champions
He's
League.
got
Yeah, but
Napoli also to the Champions League.
he has. He did miss once with Udinese and with Sampdoria also. But obviously those are very tough jobs in the first place to
Sampdoria
get.
में नहीं किया उसने. Sampdoria में था
हाँ,
ही नहीं वो.
exactly. He got close at one point, but then
He was
he.
not coaching Sampdoria, Param.
अरे सैम्पडोरिया क्या बोल रहा हूँ ये अपना सैम्पडोरिया क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं आई दिस थिंग आई मेंट टू से उडिनेजे ओनली माय बैड आई एम नॉट सैम्पडोरिया
Ah,
नहीं सॉरी आई वाज थिंकिंग ऑफ सैम्पडोरिया फॉर अदर रीजंस बट या point is yeah Udinese he did miss out on that one season in between I remember he got close and he missed out then he made it so yeah it's not like a
yeah.
perfect record yes Zenit he's always made but
But
that we
Zenit
are
again. Yes.
yeah, exactly. At that time, Zenit were quite dominant. So let's see.
Yeah.
I'll go for a draw here again. I mean, I'm happy to be proven wrong. मैं बोल देख रहा हूँ comments में लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं. Roma 3 Hellas 1. I'll come to the rest of the comments. Ravindra, nice to have you. He says Dybala is he staying? Happy if that happens, but hopefully on a lesser salary because his contribution will only go down as he ages. It's already going down. He can barely stay fit, by the way. So Sachin Madan is also in this. I sorry I missed your comment. He says I've been zoned out from Milan and football since
स्टेज पे लेना कमेंट.
अरे यार मैं
स्टेज
इधर
पे ले.
स्क्रीन शेयर किया हो ना ये हो जाएगा आप अगर आप पुल अप कर सकते हो तो करो otherwise I'll take it in a bit hold on
ले 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 ले.
ever since Paulo and Ricky were let go yeah Milan fans are definitely frustrated in that sense why is Jesus Rodriguez of Como not getting the same hype as other youngsters of Como I think he's gotten enough hype मतलब बहुत मिला है उसको मतलब I feel he's been getting his
नहीं,
fair credit
what Rio means to say is that, like, like compared to say a Premier League winger or a La Liga winger, but
वो तो जनरली सेरी A प्लेयर्स को मुश्किल से
हाँ,
ही मिलता है ना
वो
मतलब
भी
क्या
है,
ही
वो
बोलूं
भी है.
apparently Gasp wants Dybala I mean yeah but let's see again it needs to be looked at we need to look at the contract negotiations Ajay bhai don't worry Malan is there and I'm sure he'll get the job done Dybala ball let's see if Dybala says Ajay bhai next just quickly let's say Genoa we need to make a prediction I think you said Como are drawing, right? And
Yeah.
Cremonese are. So, but that would mean Cremonese won't survive either way, right? Wait, let me check. If Cremonese draw and if Lecce lose, yeah, then they'll come to head to head. I can't remember the head to head between the two teams. So that could mean Cremonese. Yeah, I need to check the head to head between the two. But yeah, so what do you think quickly? Lecce, do they survive or no? Though, just simply put, Lecce or Cremonese, who's surviving?
Lecce.
Yeah,
Lecce survive.
unfortunately. Yeah, I think unfortunately Lecce. मेरे को लग रहा है team Francesco will get the job done. It's just too tough at this point for Cremonese. Sucks, but yeah, that's just the reality of it. Last अजय भाई, Tarvidella बोले जो हमने बोला, Torino versus UA. Let me just show you the last. Look at this: one Torino win, 7 draws and 21 wins for UA. The
So
last time
very
Torino, yeah, it won't even show on football because it was before 2010 when Torino won. If I'm
no
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 sorry, 20,
2015 we
yeah,
saw na last
yeah,
time.
but before that it's 2010. I remember, yeah,
हाँ
2015 hai. But yeah, that time you had Matteo Darmian still breaking through at Torino.
yeah.
You still had, look at the team. Fabio Quagliarella was there. Obviously,
Kamel
Maxi Lopez.
Glick,
Yeah, Camille Glick, Menassi.
El
Oh my
Kadori,
god. Oh
Bruno
my god.
Perez, the legend of
Madelli.
Bruno Perez.
Look at the UA team: Matri, Morata, Sturaro. Oh my
I
god.
think
Duma.
Torino beat them in the Coppa Italia when Bruno
Yeah.
Perez scored that coast to coast goal, if you remember.
Yes, yes. You still had Amauri. You still had. Oh my god. Look at these teams, so different. So
Wow.
Kingsley Coman was still in the UA setup. But oh my, Carlos Tevez was still there. My God, yeah, yeah. That's the last time UA really lost. And Ajay, क्या बोलते? Because Torino have no like Daversa's appointment got them over the line, बचा लिया. But yeah, I mean, for Torino, it's all about next season. We know Urbano Cairo is an ass and all that stuff. Kefren
By
Turam
the
is
way,
missing. Yeah,
just to pause you, Param, in Premier League, the fixtures are over. So Spurs do survive. West Ham are
wow,
going down,
wow,
and Bournemouth and Sunderland are going to Europa League, and Brighton are going to the Conference League.
wow. Good to see Sunday. I don't mind
Sixth
the
and seventh,
Sunday.
huh?
Yeah, yeah. I
Sunderland
know.
finished seventh. Chelsea
Yeah,
finished 10th, by the way, 10th.
oh,
On par with Fulham. Like, same points as Fulham.
yeah, yeah.
That has to be embarrassing, man.
Embarrassing, obviously. Like, how do you even do that kind of business and finish? Insane, insane,
After
insane.
spending £1 billion.
Yep, yep. You can call your brother up and rub it in, I guess.
No, he was like rather not play in European competition. This team doesn't deserve to play anywhere.
Of
He
course,
doesn't recognize his
of
club
course.
anymore.
Interesting. But UA do have Kefren Turam and Bremer out. Two big. I think Kenan
Yeah.
Yildiz is out. Three big absentees in
Yildiz is
that.
also out, yeah.
Although Yildiz
Especially
ever since the
Kefren.
extension, yeah, although Yildiz is ever since his extension has been completely out of form in that sense. Like उसने ज़्यादा
Yeah,
impact किया नहीं है. So
yeah.
Vlahovic obviously, and against Fiorentina, you remember we were doing the watch along,
Yeah.
and honestly,
Vlahovic
UA
and
were
Locatelli had this
fined.
fight that was
Both
so
got both,
embarrassing.
yeah, both got fined, and UA is busy doing, as we keep seeing Carlo put out the reels. It's become like a hub of influencers where they're just busy focusing,
Influencers.
exactly focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah.
क्या लगता है जवाब? Because I really think, I don't know, I still, मेरे prediction के हिसाब से obviously UA I have getting in the Champions League because I said Roma will draw, but honestly it can go either way. I will still pick UA
I'm
because
I don't think so. You are going to make it to Champions League. I think that Torino will take a draw. I don't think so. They're good enough to beat Juve just because उनका record is so bad and mentally वो psychologically थोड़ा आता है. But the only thing is Param Torino are at home, and Duan Zapata generally turns up in these big moments, and also Giovanni Simeone Param, he is one of those classic Serie A strikers who will
yeah,
not score against the small clubs, but against the big clubs he'll always score. Like he's always
yeah,
scored against Inter, Napoli, Milan, Roma, Lazio. ये सब opposition के हमेशा सिमियोने गोल मारेगा. So I think
yeah.
expect one of Zapata or Simeone to score, one of them. But I think Juve with
So you are
Vlahovic,
saying UA won't qualify for the Champions League?
no. I think I'll go for a draw in this 1-1, and
Fair. Yeah, possible. I mean, look, as you said, Duban Zapata is Obviously, he's had his injury issues at Torino, but he's still a good player. Gio Simeone, yes, he's in form. Generally, Divers आके उसने थोड़ी टीम को stabilize किया है. Obrador has been playing okay. Uh, and yeah, it won't be easy. It won't be easy. Look, UA के लिए on the other flip side, yes, you have a Boga doing all right, but still it's not the most convincing of teams out there. Like D Gregorio errors कर रहा है left, right, center. Chico Conceição का end product is a problem. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from. So आप लोग comments में बताओ. Do you guys see UA qualifying, and give me your final list. Who is making it into the top four? Which two pending teams are making it to the Champions League? Who's then making it to the Europa League, and which one of Lecce and Cremonese are getting relegated? Ajay bhai, just to recap before we close the stream, for me, Milan and UA make it to the Champions League, and Roma, again this is again my prediction, Roma and Como make it to the Europa League, and unfortunately Cremonese get relegated and Di Francesco survives with Lecce. Your prediction is, Ajay bhai?
The table more or less stays the way it is. Milan and Roma to the UCL, Como and Juve to the Europa, and Lecce survive over Cremonese.
Fair. I'll just take over the last comments and we can wrap it up. Yeah, I agree कि Simeone and Zapata will cause UA some trouble in paradise. Milan and Roma to make it, which should say UA, Como, Europa League as well for Devil and Diavolo. Yeah, so I think I don't. अगर आपके कोई final comments है तो फटाफट बता दो. We are not keeping the stream too long. Any other thoughts, Ajay? Anything else you want to just quickly discuss before we close the stream?
Yeah, I think this is really come out well in terms of the UCL race. There is some excitement. Title race last season was interesting, but this saal I think the race to Europe is interesting. So Serie A always throws up these kind of things. I can only say one thing कि अभी शायद C Sports is coming back. Once upon a time they were the broadcaster, पर अब I hope हमारे अच्छे दिन आएंगे where we can have Serie A broadcasted on our TV and we don't have to fight every season.
Fair, and I agree with you that if Z do get the World Cup rights, which looks like they will, obviously ये week में पता चलेगा, or next week, sorry rather.
By the way, I also want to thank each and every person who has tuned in for the streams throughout this year. This is the last stream, Param. अपन ने 38 गेम वीक Serie A का किया है, चैंपियंस लीग, यूरोपा लीग, सारी यूरोपियन कॉम्पिटिशन्स किए हम लोग, कंटेंट हम लोग बनाते गए. तो आई वुड like literally तहे दिल से मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ, and I thank everybody for their support, their patience, their appreciation, their feedback, and we built a small community on WhatsApp. So I think I'm so happy that we've made it. Param, game week 1 के पहले हम लोग ने मेगा प्रीव्यू किया, हमने ट्रांसफर मर्काटो किया, then we obviously Serie A started. There was no broadcast का clarification. Then that whole YouTube thing happened.
Next season Ajay bhai reel बना के रखो, this with a different agenda कि Z Sports rights ले लो और क्या. But yeah,
I'm really thankful to each and everyone who has tuned in and supported us for the last 9 months or so.
Yeah. No, you said it well. Look, before I close the stream, I want to say again, I was coming to that, like, thank you to each and every one of you. Yes, I will always say we are not full-time content creators. Like many content creators out in the Indian scene are full-time creators. Isliye, they can dish out content regularly. Unfortunately, we are not, and we don't. You'd love to do this full-time, but unfortunately, we are not in that position to do it. And that's why obviously at times kabhi content, kam pad jata hai hamare end se, but we've always put our best foot forward. As Ajay bhai said, we did the mega preview. We've done collaborations. We've put out story videos. We've done our best reels, everything, and more will come. Look, we are aiming to cover the World Cup to the best of our abilities. We can't commit, but we will do our best in that sense. And this is the last stream of the season. Doesn't mean कैल्चो पे स्ट्रीम्स बंद होने वाली. ऑब्वियसली इसके बाद हम सीजन रिव्यू करेंगे. इसके बाद इटालियन फुटबॉल के लिए क्या नेक्स्ट है उस पर भी वीडियो आएगा. But we'll be doing a lot of we'll trying to do a lot of World Cup content. But point here is, as Ajay said, we appreciate all the support and let's grow further because we're trying to. Our next goal is to reach 5K subscribers. Is it easy given the way Italian football is going? Absolutely not. It's very difficult. Not everybody has a DAZN subscription and all that. But again, with your support, if you keep pushing our name out there to different broadcasters, to different creators, would be very helpful. So we appreciate the support here. And yeah, subscribe. I mean, I hope Z gets the rights eventually, but yeah. Z करने वाला है. So that's pretty much it. Thank you, Revel and Diawala. So Ajay bhai, please do subscribe to Ajay bhai's channel as well. By the way, he'll be obviously coming out with content, and we'll be doing World Cup stuff. Anything else, Ajay bhai, you want to say?
That's it. Ciao, ciao. Die Roma.
Ciao ciao guys, we'll see you guys very soon. Obviously videos बंद नहीं होने वाले आएंगे. It's going to be a bit of a next hectic few weeks for us, so bear with us. Yes, समझाएंगे. We'll do a separate reel, Devil and Diavolo. इस पे ना हम लोग एक dedicated reel बनाएंगे. Let's close the stream for now. We'll make a dedicated reel explaining the situation once it's officially announced. So yeah guys, thank you for tuning in. Please do subscribe to Ajay Bhai's channel, Ajay Menon Sports. Please do like this stream. Please do share this after you're done watching, and please do hype it up as well after you're done watching, and please do share and subscribe to this channel. Again, we want to get to 5k subs, so continue showing the support, and as always we appreciate the support. Sempre e solo Forza Inter. We'll see you soon. Ciao ciao.
Die Roma, die.
1 sec.